Hello there and welcome to my channel. I am Elfire Spray and today we'll be painting the Imperial Royal Guards from Star Wars Legion by Atomic Mass Games. To begin, I primed the minis in Corax White and then disassembled them for easy access to the front and inside of the robes. I'll be painting most of the mini with Contrast Blood Angels Red by Citadel, but you could use something like Mephiston Red if you like as well. The contrast does a good job in getting in the recesses, so I won't be adding a wash later on. For the slits in the helmet, I'll be using some black ink. Now I'll be adding some highlights with Wild Rider Red to the most raised areas of the figure, trying to leave the dark recesses untouched. And let's not forget working on the arms as well. For the gloves, I'm using Rhinoxide. I wanted to break some of the monotony of the red color, so I went with a dark tone instead. For the force spike, I'm using Black Templar and Ironbreaker. I decided I didn't like how much darker the brown looked on the gloves, so I added a layer of Indian shadow to the gloves, giving them a more purplish red tone that I think it looked better against the red of the robes. For my brightest highlight, I'll use Trollslayer Orange. You don't want to overdo it too much with this tone, as you don't want to change the color spectrum of the miniature. You want to keep it red as the main color. Now with some white, I'll attempt to create some reflections on the helmet, boots, and gloves. You could also apply something like Ardcoat or gloss varnish after spraying the miniature with a matte finish. Extreme highlights like these work well to depict high reflective surfaces. I'm adding a touch more of white only in the middle to accentuate where the light is touching the most. And this is completely optional. I thought it will be good practice for me and also a good way to show you how to achieve this effect with painting without using Ardcoat or a similar product. Now for the base, I'll be making a lava base. So these are the colors that I picked, pretty similar to the ones we used already, so you don't have to get new ones. Mephiston Red, Wall Rider Red, Trollslayer Orange, Flash Gitz Yellow, and White. Now with Mephiston Red, we cover the whole base. After that, we'll add the rest of the tones in slightly smaller sizes, as shown here. I think this base really helps the mini pop, and it's especially eye-catching if you play on a Mustafar playmat like the one I own. After all the colors are dry, I added a layer of PVC glue and water mix to protect the colors from the Crackle paint, for reasons that I will show you in a moment. After that's dry, I added some Ardcoat as I want my lava to appear glossy. After this step, it's time for the fun part, and maybe you will laugh, but I thought I had Modern Earth technical paint, and I didn't. But that is a really good paint if you're trying to do Crackle black paint on your bases. So in a moment of panic, instead of using the Modern Earth that I didn't have, I used textured coal Crackle nail polish. And I gotta say, I'm not happy with the results. I will recommend getting the actual paints for this. But if you or someone at home has one of these laying about, they work fine as well. These dry really quickly. In some of them you can see I'm not even finished putting the Crackle paint in the whole base and it's already starting to crackle. And voila, here are my lava bases done. And if there is a part that was too thick or didn't crackle to your liking, you can correct this by gently using a sharp tool, being careful not to scrape the base colors, only the Crackle paint. Now I only have the bases, the rims to paint, and they are done. As I said earlier, PVC glue is important because, as you can see here, the left side didn't have any, and the paint stripped off the base colors when it dried, and the right side kept the undertones intact because it was protected by the PVC glue mix. After you spray your minis, you can glue them onto their bases. I sprayed the figures matte and the bases glossy separate. And now they're complete. I hope you found this tutorial useful. Please consider liking and subscribing, as this will keep me motivated to work on more videos. You'll find a list in the description of all the paints and tools that I used. And feel free to contact me via my socials if you have any questions at all about anything that you've seen in the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, paint more minis!